So tell me a little bit about your upbringing and being introduced to music. What got you into music when you were younger?
My parents started me out in piano since I was 5. And then towards the end of middle school, beginning of high school, I went and saw the Phantom of the Opera. I got the soundtrack and I would sing to it. And I realized that I could actually sing. And I had some friends listening to me and my parents, and they all thought that I could sing and told me that I could sing well. And that's really what got it started in singing particularly.
What was the moment that you first figured out, wow, I can really sing?
I think when I realized I was able to hit some of the, I don't know if you've ever heard the song The Phantom of the Opera from the musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end she hit some high notes, and I was keeping up and I realized, hey, maybe I have some talent here.
Would you say that you're more influenced by classical or musicals, or is it kind of a combination of contemporary pop music along with the classical stuff, or what influences you the most? As
of right now, I'm more influenced by pop and R&B. My background is mostly classical, actually. Even in college right now, it's a classical program. My real joy and love is R&B and soul and pop.
Okay, so you hear Crank That Soldier Boy, and then your wheels start turning. How much longer after hearing that song was it before you decided to make your first parody, your first WoW parody?
It was about a year and a half. Mainly, actually, it was because I didn't have the equipment to do it. I had all the equipment, but I didn't have the correct computer to handle it. So that was a big part of the reason why I hadn't recorded anything up to then.
And then you made your first song. Was it addicting after making the first one and getting some positive response? Did you just know that you were going to do more?
Yes. After I made that first song, and actually after I started writing the first song that I hadn't recorded, every time I heard something, I would always try to make it into a WoW song. I kept hearing WoW lyrics to every song I heard.
Yeah, Latomi was telling me that a couple of weeks back, was we were talking about riding in your car and hearing a song and hearing a keyword and then just knowing that, I got to go home right now and write that down and start writing the song. So you do the same thing?
I totally do, yep.
It's a weird talent, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a weird talent.
So who are your WoW music influences other than Nation? I know you really like him, but who's out there that you find yourself listening to quite a bit of their music, maybe while you're playing WoW, or maybe you just have YouTube open?
Charm, I think she's an extraordinary singer. She's very awesome, really talented. Silver, she's awesome. I love all her parodies. I love her lyric writing. Gigi, Nim.
What are some other influences you have? Do you have any influences other than music, maybe in television or music, that inspire you to do other things?
You know, I'm kind of inspired to do compose as well. I'd really like to do. I went to BlizzCon this year, and I was really interested by the compositions that were turned in for the contest. There was some serious music there, and I think video games are part of the future of where that type of music is going, instrumental music.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be awesome to write and perform music for video games and films, especially fantasy settings.
Yeah, I think that would be cool too. Did you know that the video game industry is actually bigger than the movie industry is now?
Wow, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So I guess if you were wanting to reach as large or a larger audience than movies, and who wouldn't want to have a song in a movie? You know, the next logical step would be to go towards the video game industry.
Oh yeah, I definitely think they're the future of where our music is going, and where some of the bigger, you know how we study like literature today in school, and we've been moving more into studying movies as well. I think video games will get there too. Yeah,
I do too, and I think World of Warcraft is just it's kind of like the breakthrough game that no one can beat and everybody loves, and whatever the next evolution is after World of Warcraft, it's just going to expand on what is already a great game, and we're going to get even more music and even more cool features, and I just see it growing and growing and growing. Is that kind of the same take you have on it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no stopping it. Video games they're going to be a huge part of life and culture.
I think so too. So okay, so you put your first song out, right? It's on YouTube, and you start getting feedback. Tell me about some of the positive and some of the negative feedback that you got.
On I'm a Lead, a lot of the feedback was positive. It was mainly because people thought it was funny. I think humorous parodies are the most popular, and I think that's why that song was so popular, because it was more humorous. I got a couple weird comments. I got one comment. He said, not bad for a bunch of Alliance bootlickers. It's so funny, the faction wars, and it just made me laugh a little bit. And most of my negative comments, they have been on the Alliance anthem, and that's okay, it happens.
Yeah, it's just trust me, it's just par for the course. There's just a lot of really dedicated people on both sides of the faction, but have you found that a lot of your fans, even if they are Horde players, a lot of them they may make a comment about it, but they do give you the proper respect if you do a great job on a song. They tend to still compliment you on a job well done.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? And I think most people know, I've made comments on the video too, is that it's all in good fun. I'm not, I may say stuff in my songs, but it's just for, being funny, or it's not real.
Yeah, and some people take it way, way, way too serious.
Yeah.
Do you have an example of someone who may have just absolutely flamed you, and it was because you play Alliance, like, other than the bootlicker comment? I mean, have you had people take it like way too far?
Yeah, there have been comments that on the Alliance song. I'm looking through the comments right now. Oh yeah, people, Alliance is weak, you suck. Noobs. I mean,
right.
Just the usual stuff you would expect when people are talking crap about the other faction.
Yeah. Were you surprised when you started getting comments that you were getting comments from people all over the world, like the UK and Australia and Canada? And did it was it kind of like a bit of a surprise when you started getting these comments from other countries?
Yeah, it always amazed me. When I was first leveling my main, actually, I made a really good friend from Australia, and it's just weird because I didn't, like, when we first started talking, it was on chat, so I can't hear him or anything. I couldn't hear his accent, and it wasn't until he mentioned it that he was from Australia, and I never would have even thought, oh yeah, people from Australia I would play too, and listen to YouTube and all that too. So yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah, I think it goes back to American arrogance, and we don't really mean it, but it's just like, we think, okay, well, this is an American game. It was made in California. Okay, this guy's probably up the street a few miles, right?
Yeah.
And I find myself doing that too. I'll be talking to people in trade chat, and they'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, what do you mean you're going to bed? It's like 4 PM. They're like, no, it's actually 3 AM. Oh shit, yeah, you're in England. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I think it's just Americans being Americans.
I know, and it's sad because I've actually lived outside the US. I've lived in Japan. I was born in Korea.
Oh, get out of here. Where in Korea were you born?
I was born near Incheon.
Do you know where Osan is?
I do not.
Okay, you know where Seoul is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Osan is about 45 minutes south of Seoul.
Okay.
And there's an air base there. It's Osan Air Base. And I was stationed there for 6 months while I was in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Korea is awesome. You know what I like about Korea is everything is dirt cheap. Mm-hmm. Like, name brand everything. Whether it's clothing or whether it's pots and pans, you name it. Everything's dirt cheap.
Yes, unless you live in Seoul, then, because my mom lives there now, and it's like top 10 most expensive cities to live.
Join us for part 3 of our interview with Liho, right here on WoW Music Community.